Yeah, things that you can do that will help you to not quit. I'm going to try and keep going until I die. First thing you need to realize is this. It's all about your identity, right? Your identity is the reason why you don't have what you want. And you say, all right, so what does that mean? Let me explain what it means. Your brain doesn't care about you being happy. Now, I'm sure you think it does. And I'm sure as I say that, you go, Kierne, what the hell are you talking about? That's not true. How can my brain not care about happiness? Of course it does. Actually, it doesn't. Your brain cares about keeping you safe. And your brain believes that the personality you have is integral to your safety. That is the reason why you have a personality. It's like the roadmap through which your brain has learned it is safe to live through life, okay? So, let's say, do you have an absolutely fantastic body? Probably not. Maybe you do, probably not. If we're going to keep it a buck though, and let's assume that you don't, it's because you don't see yourself as the kind of person who does. And the reason why you don't see yourself as the kind of person who does is literally the reason why every year, New Year's Day, January 2026, what are you going to say to yourself? A new year and a new me. It's time for yours truly to get in mad shape, yeah? It's time. And then you join the gym. You join the gymnasium and you're working out hard. You're trying. You're doing everything that you need to do. However, what happens? You start to get in shape, don't you? You tone up, don't you? The muscles get a little big, don't they? And then what happens? Deep down, like you like it on the surface, but deep down, you feel a little bit uncomfortable. And then when you feel uncomfortable, what do? You find excuses to self-sabotage. You go, you know what? Man don't really need to go to the gym today because you know what? Man's done well. Oh, you know what? Man can actually eat his chocolate cake because man's done well. And then maybe you miss a day. You miss a day of the gym. You miss 2 days. You miss 3. Then what happens? Slowly but surely, it actually fizzles out and you stop going. And slowly but surely, you get back to where you actually feel comfortable being. That's how people work, right? Same with like women and dating. Maybe you believe, in order to get women, man like me needs certain things, you get me? So what does man like you need in order to get women? You might go, well, man like me needs a body. So why don't you have a body? Man like me needs money. Why don't you have money? Man like me needs to be confident and charismatic. Why aren't you that? Now, I'm not necessarily saying that you need any of these things. That's not what this video is about. This video is about mindset, because the point is this: whatever it is that you think you need in order to get women, you don't have. And the reason why you don't have it is because you don't really see yourself as a kind of person that is allowed to have it. As you were growing up, your brain is installing this operating system called 𝗬𝗎𝗄, the free QR version 1.0. And your brain, your subconscious, will act at all times in accordance. Hold on. You see how sick that was? Oh my gosh, did you see how sick that was? Your brain at all times will operate in accordance with, oh no. Your brain operates at all time in accordance with that operating system. And that's what you need to realize. So you go, all right, cool. So how do I change the operating system? Well, here's one way. You can. A great thing to do is affirmations. They work really well. But like, what does that mean? So an affirmation is when you make a statement to yourself about the kind of person that you want to be, right? So you might go, I'm a sexy man that women love. That might be your affirmation. Now, don't get me wrong. If you say that, you're going to feel weird and you're going to feel like you're lying. Of course, it's not going to feel real. But if you keep saying it, eventually it will become real. That will start to happen. It will slowly start to permeate your personality. But you have to keep saying it, though. Keep saying it. Keep saying it. Like, don't just do it once or twice. So for instance, it's like, I'm a sexy guy, I'm a sexy guy, I'm a sexy guy. And you'll say that for hours a day, hours upon hours upon hours per day. Just drill that into your subconscious. Another thing that you could even do is listen to an audio recording of you saying your affirmations and play it on loop while you sleep. Like literally for hours and hours and hours. You could do that. What's another thing that you can do? So you can sit down and plan the traits of the man that you want to be, right? So for instance, let's say you actually had women. How would you act? Like, what would your life actually be like? How would you stand? How would you sit? Oh my God, that was sick. That was sick. That was sick. That was sick. How would you stand? How would you sit? How would you dress? How would you walk? How would you talk? How would you interact with the world, rude boy? And then you write all of that out, right? So like plot it out. Then what you're going to do is you're going to make a point to live in accordance with that. So for instance, let's say the ideal version of you goes to the gym, just using that as an example. Your black ass is going to start going to the gymnasium. All right? If the ideal version of you dresses a certain way, you're going to dress a certain way because you're now the ideal version of you. And another thing to do will be like this. At the end of each day, write out a list of ways that you failed in your quest to be the ideal version of you, like things that you could do better. So let's say the ideal version of you doesn't tolerate disrespect, but actually you did tolerate some disrespect. All right, cool. Like, don't beat yourself up, but just make a note in future. When somebody says X, Y, and Z, I'm gonna say A, B, C, right? Just like make notes of it. Another thing to do is to actually note all the times when you do operate in accordance with the ideal version of yourself. Like, know all of that. Another thing to do is to know why this is important. So like, why is it important to you to get this area of your life handled? Why do you need women? Why do you care? Seriously, like, why do you need women? Why do you care? Why is it important to you in any way, shape, or form? Write all of that out. And the thing is that there is no right or wrong answer. So it's not like some things are okay to say and some things are not okay to say. It's like, oh, well, that answer there is shallow, but this answer there is deep. Write it all down. All of it down. Now, why are you going to write all of it down? Because you need to know why this is important. You need to know. For instance, is it important because you need to prove people wrong? If you need to prove people wrong, like, say that, like, write that stuff down. And also another good thing to do is to write out like all of the ways that you've hurt yourself by being the version of you that you currently are. All of them. All of the times that people laughed at you, that people disrespected you, and that was sick. By the way, can we just take a moment to marvel at man's streets of rage skills? Just so we're clear, guys, just so we're clear. Right now, you are seeing the benefits of over 2 decades worth of training in this game. That's why KPB, Kierne Brown, Streets of Rage Virtue also. That's why we're seeing this. But anyway, what am I saying? Yeah, man, all the ways that you're hurting yourself, that you're holding yourself back, you know? Another good thing to do is to get around men who are like the kind of guy you want to be. Get around those guys. Now, you can either get around them in the real world, which is ideal, or get around them virtually. You know, like come in groups like Game Global, or watch podcasts, things like this. Another great thing to do would be to put together like a vision board. Do you know what a vision board is? No, Kieran, a freak's a vision board. All right, well, I guess I have to tell you. A vision board is a series of images that correlate to the kind of life you want to live, right? So like, let's say if you wanted to get in shape, you would like maybe AI a bunch of pictures of you in shape, and then you would look at them on a regular basis to flood your brain with images of you in shape, you know, like, so you would know what the hell that looks like. And that would really help a lot. Like, here's an example. As you can see on screen, right? The language of this game isn't English, it's Portuguese. Incrível. Now, why am I playing this game in Portuguese? Because I'm trying to learn Portuguese, and playing it in Portuguese just helps me to continue to draw the language into my brain. All right? And that's what you need to do. You need to immerse yourself in whatever you want to create for yourself. So if you want to learn a new language, immerse yourself in that language. If you want to like develop personality traits, immerse yourself in those traits. You gotta make this your mission, yeah? Like get out of what's the word? Balance. Like you want to be completely unbalanced. You want to be focused. You want to be hell bent on this. It's like there's nothing else. There's nothing else. There's no other option. You either do this or die trying. You know, 50 Cent had get rich or die trying. It's literally get bitch or die trying. Like that is what you're trying to do. You know what I mean? That's it. And another one as well, man, like people are gonna laugh at you in your journey, and there's gonna be people who are gonna like, they've known you for ages and they don't want you to change, because when you change, that reflects badly on them, or at least they think it does. They're not like inspired by it, they're hurt by it. Ignore those people, ignore them. You will find on this journey that the people closest to you aren't necessarily gonna be like there for you. You will find that the people closest to you, like they don't want anything bad to happen to you, but they don't want anything particularly great to happen to you either. And if something great did happen to you, that will like threaten them. So as they see you on this journey, they ain't happy. They ain't even a little bit happy, because they're like, nah, Timmy's like leveling up. Jimmy's leveling up. Johnny's leveling up. Tommy's leveling up. That ain't good. And yeah, you might need to leave some people behind. No. By the way, the music in this game is good. The music in this game is good. Like, but the whole Streets of Rage series in general just has sick music. Like, if you actually go to like YouTube and just search Streets of Rage 1 and 2 OST, oh my God. Oh, hold on. Nah, we need the health. Yeah, Google Streets of Rage 1 and 2 OST, and they've got some absolute bangers, like some bangers, even though those games were released like 35 years ago. Oh, come on, man. Come on. Lock in, Kierne. Lock in, bro. Lock in. Sick. Anyway, another thing to do as well is to like, you got to be kind to yourself, right? You really do. So what does that mean? It means that when you go out and you do whatever you're doing to meet women, right? Let's say you go to a bar, a club, a discotheque, and you're trying to meet some ladies, some dames, some females. Irrespective of how well it goes, I want you to give yourself ultimate props for doing it, okay? So it's not like you're great if you succeed. You're great for trying. You are great for trying. By the way, you see this here? You see when you throw it, you have to press the button again to catch it. Like the game's full of so many like little sick things like that. So like you can get this stick. Hold on. You get this stick, you just throw it. Well, anyway, you can throw stuff and then catch it, but you have to manually catch it, which makes it kind of sick and satisfying when you do. But anyway, yeah. Like, give yourself props for trying. Something to realize is that you fail your way to success. Right? It doesn't matter what it is. Maybe you want to be an absolute bad boy on Streets of Rage. Maybe you want to be G on Streets of Rage. Maybe you want to be that guy on Streets of Rage. Or maybe you want to learn women. I don't know what it is. But the point is, hold that, bro. Hold it. Hold that. That's right. That's what we're talking about. Yeah, so don't beat yourself up. You fail your way to success. It doesn't come immediately. It never does. You fail. You fail. You fail. Even like this, right? So this is like a compilation of all of the bosses in the game. Now, why am I able to do this so flawlessly, so seamlessly while talking? You know, I'm on a bit of an arrogant one today. I have to admit, I am on an arrogant one. I humbly do apologize for my arrogance, but sometimes you got to feel yourself, you know what I mean? Anyway, point being though, so why I've played this before and I've spotted the patterns. I know like what happens when the blue like ghost guy comes out. I know the kind of moves that I can do to hit him. I know what not to do. Here's an example. I know that when I knock him down, right? Hold on. Jesus. Whoa. So when I knock down Shiva now, there we go. Oh, fucking hell. Anyway, all right, here's an example. Jesus Christ, Shiva. So let's say I grab him. My God. Here we go. Yeah, he breaks free. You know? How do I know that? Because I've played it before. Is that a great example? Not necessarily, but whatever. You get the point I'm trying to make. You just have to keep playing. Just keep playing. And give yourself props and credit for trying. You know? And here's something else as well. Please realize that the women who are rejecting you, right? The women who, you know, like I interviewed Dean Raymond the other day, and he said that the first woman he ever approached, he said hello, and she said, yeah, right, and walked off. And it really hurt his feelings. But you see, in the moment when that happens, the implication he would get from that is that she's absolutely perfect and has no insecurities. Not true. She ain't perfect at all. She's just a woman. She does have insecurities. You know, women are shy, but the thing is that it's a woman's comfort zone to be approached for the most part, but it's not your comfort zone to do the approaching. And because when she's being approached, she knows that she's got somebody trying to impress her. You know, she adopts like a powerful position. You know, she's like, all right, impress me. But she ain't comfortable at all. Like, she couldn't do what you're doing. If you was to take that woman who's judging you and they was to say, all right, well, here's what you need to do now. There's a group of like 3 guys in a club. I want you to approach them. She'd be in bits. She wouldn't know what to do. They're not perfect. They're just human beings. And you are expanding your comfort zone by doing what you're doing. They're not. And there will come a time when you have expanded your comfort zone so much that they're like, wow, how the hell did you do that? And it's like, by being the guy that you rejected so many times, that's how I did it. I tried a sick one. But that's that. Anyway, so yeah, that's it. Make it fun though. Make it fun. You know, you go out and you do something particularly well, give yourself props for that. You know? In your mind, when you meet a woman, don't think about how she could reject you. Think about the fun you guys could have together, might have together, will have together, you know? Think about traveling overseas. Think about carnal activities, man. Just think about her being your wife, your girlfriend. Picture all that. And yeah, that is a good place to end this. And now what I'm gonna do is just carry on playing until I die. You are more than welcome to watch if you want, or if you choose to not watch, it is a free country. But yeah, I do hope you've enjoyed this, because my arrogance aside, yeah, I really like playing video games. It used to be my favorite thing in the world. And for maybe the past 7 or 8 years, I haven't played them at all. And by doing this now, it's like I have an excuse to indulge with my hobby again, because I can play games but also be productive as well at the same time. And sharing my love of Streets of Rage with the world. means a lot to me. It really does. It really does. It really does. So, yeah, man. Thank you for watching. Mm-hmm.